Oh, listen, it doesn't say it anymore. I found a little button I could click that doesn't like yell at you for recording. So I want to say, first of all, we're going to do our word of the day. This is my first Zoom in the Texas house. So hi, y'all. How fun is that? I can say it. I'm officially Texan. I am not at full par. So if I hack along, just know we're getting there. We're just not contagious any longer. So this little COVID bug kicks your butt. Yeah. Yeah. It's been a little harder than I thought it was going to be. So the word of the day is peace. Ooh, a nice little breeze came through right at that moment. It's like a breeze of peace coming through. I am at peace with myself and with my life as it is right now in this moment. I seek peace and inner tranquility in all areas of my life today. World peace starts with my inner peace. So good. And I'm giggling. Okay. I giggled. I don't know if you heard me giggle or not, but I giggled because it says, I am at peace with myself and with my life as it is right in this moment. And have you ever had peace when you don't really have peace? Do you guys know what I'm talking about? So Christy Lopez, she's probably on an airplane right now, but her and I were chatting earlier and I just started crying because I'm super emotional about this move. We're in a smaller home in here in Texas, smaller compared to our gigantic home in Utah. And we're here building the other house and collecting the lovely tax breaks that you get from being a Texan. And I kind of had a like pity party moment. Anybody ever have your own go in the corner and suck your thumb moment? As I'm like missing my mountains, I don't know where the stinking Starbucks is. I can't find a grocery store. Bleh, whiny woohoo moments, right? We all have them. P.S. I'm human. I have them too. And so I said to Christy, like, I'm having this moment. I started crying a little bit. And she's like, it's okay to be human for half a moment, Gina. And then she encouraged me to just take a deep breath and find the peace, which I had not pulled this card. Find the peace in the adventure. Because ultimately, this is an adventure. And Kenneth Hepburn had said the same thing. And that's been our word on this move is like, this is a new adventure. And it's a new place. And many of you are leaving convention and you're entering and coming upon a new adventure. Can you be open? Can you take that and know there can be an undercurrent of peace in the midst of change? There can be an undercurrent of peace in the middle of an adventure. I mean, the view ain't half bad, right? I got a pond in my backyard. It's not in my backyard, but it's pretty epic. So let's take a couple of deep breaths together. That was not a deep breath. My breaths might be not as deep as yours because I can't quite catch a deep breath yet, but we're getting there. So good. Let peace be your undercurrent today as you're working. Let it be a place of encouragement for you. All right, here we go. So make sure you're A to Z commenting. If you are brand new, will you put in the chat new so we know you're here? So good. I want to say welcome. My name is Gina Eccles. In case we've never met before, my husband and I run this crazy practice, and we appreciate you being here and learning and coming here for a place of growth and a place of hope and a place of encouragement. So welcome. We're so excited to have you. We always like to start every power hour off with A to Z commenting. So let me show you how that's done. Let's see. We're going to start off with the Facebook app. And from here, you'll take this picture of yourself right in the corner there and click on it. Oh, my little fingers were too big. There we go. This will take you to your timeline. And on your timeline, you're going to scroll down to your friends list where you'll click see all friends. And when you do this through the app, that will bring your friends list in alphabetical order. So just alphabetically A to Z. You start with the first person. I always like to do their profile first because the profile represents them and who they are. A post represents the feeling I'm having in that moment. You ever really want to know how to get to know people and where they're at? Have you ever noticed you can tell when someone's having a bunch of really good days versus having down days? Even the people who do the fake life on social, you can tell where they're at by the emotions that they post about. Did y'all know that? In case you didn't, it's true. But if you really want to impact and help someone feel special, talk about who they are. Compliment them on who they are. So that's why we do the profile picture. We like to hit the like button. That helps us know that we've already commented. You know, once you come back to it, you'll know you've commented there before. And then you would just click comment and make a comment. Okay. And then once you've done that, you close it out and swipe to the side. And I like to bless them to have a good day. And I move to the next person and I tap on it. I like it. I make my comment. I send the comment, close it out, and then have a good day. Okay. All right. We're going to work over the next 10 minutes on this. So you're going to keep working. We're going to let people share just takeaways or what they loved about convention. So those of us that didn't get to snuggle and hug and be there together can feel some of that warmth. So Tylena, I can see your video went off. I know you were driving, so I want you to be safe. Are you able to come off mute and share?
Yes, I am. Hi, Gina.
Hi.
Can you hear me okay?
Yes, you're good.
Okay. Well, I actually didn't want to share a convention tidbit, but kind of. So from convention, everybody, I lost my voice, it's obvious. But it was like incredible. But I just wanted to say some things that happened in my heart that did something that changed. So I had just been thinking about all the clients that I had that got me there. And I was like, dude, if it wasn't for clients, like I wouldn't even like have started health coaching, you know, and I was thinking about my coach, of course. So anyway, I ended up going into Connect and going to the very, very end of my Connect to where everyone like that first started program, like their information. And I sent a text to my first 5 clients. So I was like, those are the people that really like trusted me before I even knew what I was doing. So I texted all 5 of them and I just sent this quick text like, hey, I'm at convention for with Optavia, and I just want to say thank you so much for trusting me in the beginning of your journey to help guide you through health. Like it's been the most amazing blessing for me, and it was great, you know, connecting with you because all 5 of them aren't on program anymore. And so 2 of them responded back immediately, and one of them was like, you're amazing. I'm so glad we're friends. The second person was like, you know what, this is a sign and confirmation. I've been wanting to get healthy again. I put on 10 pounds since I lost it a year and a half ago when you first coached me. Can you help me lose another 10 pounds? And then she signed up right away. And then the other lady was going through a lot in her life. And then the other 2 I haven't heard from yet. So, but that was amazing. Like I was not expecting to hear back from them. And I just think about what you talk about, like going back to go forward, you know, like pulling the past and break. So I ended up doing that, and that was awesome. That was the first thing. The second thing, I never do these kind of stories, but I realized that I wasn't posting as much like you mentioned. So I was like, I got to make up for it. So my stories were on point all convention. So anyway,
It's
I
true.
end up,
They were.
thanks.
I
I was like, I have to make it up. So in one of my stories, like some people end up leaving and I had like 3 open seats next to me. So I took a picture of it. And in the story, I just said, I can't believe how amazing, coaching has been. And, I feel amazing, blah, blah, blah. But I just said, these seats are open. I said, are you coming with me next year? And I did one of the tolls and one of them was like, that seat's for me. And the other one said, I'm thinking about it. So now I've got 15 people to follow up with from that. I was not thinking that anyone was going to do that, but only 2 people out of the 15 were current people that I'm already working with, which is great. But now part of my follow-up strategy is on Wednesday to reach out to those people like, girl, I know you said you're thinking about it. Let's think about it and talk together. So anyway, those were 2 things that were prompted because of convention. And then I just also wanted to say thank you to you, Gina. I know I'm going long, but I saw 2 different people. So I accidentally got to the airport 5 hours early. Don't ask me why. I don't want to talk about it. But I was at the airport 5 hours early. And one of my coaches was like, that just must mean somebody's supposed to meet you. And I was like, let me try to stay above the line. So I found the coach and she said it was her first convention as well. And I said, hey, did it exceed your expectation? What do you think? And she was like, well, I actually didn't really love it. And I was like, what? How? And she was like, I was expecting more like training and it was just more like inspiration and awakening. And I was like, we get so much training, that's why. And she said, training from where? I was like, I said, at least in my organization, we have Tuesday nights. I said, then on top of it, and so I was like, then we have power hour every day. And she's like, no, I don't do that. And I was like, who's your presidential? And she told me, and she's like, no, we don't have any like team meetings. Like we have like a once a month type of deal. And at that point I was like, man, maybe I'm supposed to be here to help encourage her. So we just got to talk through a couple of things. I didn't show her or share any documents, but I was just talking to her mostly about power hour activities. And she just sat there and was like sobbing. And she was just like, I can't believe I haven't been engaging with people like that on social media. Like I wasn't even responding back on comments. And I was like, she's like, who's your presidential guy? I said, you can't come over here, girl. I don't know what you're trying to do, but we good over here. So anyway, I just wanted to say thank you so much, Gina, for what you did. Because another coach that was ear hustling nearby said, so what's your rank? And I was thinking about you, Gina. I was like, well, I don't actually prefer to share it, but just know I grew fast quickly because I literally hopped on every power hour that I could. And I said, so if it wasn't for my presidential, I would still be out here playing. And so she was like, oh, okay, well, let me follow you. I said, you can follow, but that's it. So anyway, thank you so much, Gina, for just being you.
Well, I will tell you guys this. There's definitely not very many presidentials willing to show up day in and day out, especially integrated presidentials. They all tell me I'm crazy. And I say, you're right, I'm crazy about my people and I want them all crossing that stage. I want every color, every preference, every gender, every bit of you, all of you. And I can't sleep. I know I need to work on that better, which is probably why I got knocked down in the first place, until y'all do. It's a disease that I have and I just want it for y'all. And I know that it's possible for you. It is. Don't you be thinking you're the one that's not good enough. You're too old, you're too young, you're too this, you're too that. Had such a powerful message from Carrie Wallace yesterday. Well, it was really this morning because she should not have been up, but she was. And she sent me this really awesome message this morning. And we just talking about carrying the torch for the LGBTQ. I hope I got all the letters in there, community. And I was like, freaking yes. And you rocked it on that stage. And I was so proud of you. And just knowing the diversity that this organization has and the pride that it brings in my heart for everyone is crazy. It's just crazy. So anyways, thank you, Tylena. We love you guys. And I am super proud of every one of you. And I believe that the reason that we show up day in and day out is because we believe in every one of you. Some of you are just going to take longer, and who cares as long as you get there. Andrew.
Hello. Finish that comment real quick. So I've been doing, Cami and I have been doing this for 6 years, so I always lose my words. So hopefully I wrote some things down I can share. I always get fired up with convention, and this year felt different for me. I definitely had shift happen inside me, because usually by the time I get home, a lot of that fire and rah-rah I feel at convention dies down, and then life kind of sets back in and I lose a lot of it. But this year, that shift happened for me. Something different happened inside. Everything that was said before, I've heard so many times from Gina, from Adam, from the different conventions, from the different leaders. But there's something different in me this time. And I feel fired up, and I still feel fired up. And I'm going to start doing the daily habits that's going to make that change in my mind. And I want to pour that out. For the first time, I realized like this community is what I love. It's what fills me. And then sharing that with anybody and everybody. I had so many conversations in the lines that we have with people I didn't know, that I got to know, just to cheer them on, to pour into them. And my troubles go away. My obstacles go away because I'm helping somebody else. And I truly want to do that for our team. And I truly want to do that for people in my life. So again, Adam and Gina, thank you for pouring into us. Thank you for doing these power hours. This has been such a blessing for us and our team. Just thank you.
We love you. You know what, Andrew, it's about freaking time, by the way, because your team needs you. They have an amazing leader in Cami, but they need you. And so what a privilege. I love it. All right, Amy, I'm gonna let you share, and the beeper might go up. Beeper. Oh my gosh, who remembers a beeper? Go ahead, sweetie.
I do. I do. Gina, I'm so glad you're feeling better. It was a pleasure meeting your son. He is amazing. You've done an awesome job raising him. Convention. Oh my gosh, I'm going to piggyback off of Tylena, which she was amazing. So glad I got to meet her. And I have to say, I realized the key to this success is, from top down. And what you have given us, I am so blessed and thankful for meeting other people from other organizations, and how, like Tylena said, they had no idea. And it was just so amazing, the knowledge that I had to kind of help guide them on how to build their business. And I've only been doing this 7 months. And it was just, I have no words other than I came home. I'm just now getting my voice back, and I did not practice good habits of health with my sleep because my adrenaline was going so much at conference. But anyway, it was amazing, and I cannot wait to go again next year. And all my coaches want to go. So thank you. Thank you.
Oh, so good. So good. All right, guys. I don't know if you heard the timer, but it did go off. So here we go again. We're going to dance. And so for you new coaches, we literally dance. We do it. So take a pause, take a break. Let's dance together. Time to get back to work. Okay. Anybody just need that dance? Anybody need that little shake off? That little woo! Who's feeling good? My new neighbors are probably like, what the heck just moved in the middle of the day? Yeah, we came to party. We came to have fun. So next step where we're gonna go is adding friends. Anybody feel like you need a new fresh? Now that you, especially those of you who went to convention, you're looking, Jean, your hair's looking hot. Did you just get it done? It's looking good. On point, girl, on point. Okay, see, distracted, totally distracted. We're gonna add friends because I feel like you just got a good visual of what you're looking for. Anybody else feel that way? Adam and I, so one of the privileges of, because I was looking for all the good things of being forced to stay in lockdown inside my house. So one of the benefits to watching convention from home was we started to figure out real quick that we were not quite spot on with the demographic of people that we're looking for. We started to realize like our numbers were like, and don't y'all be offended if you don't fit in these numbers, because there's always exceptions, and we're looking for exceptions, but remember, an exception is an exception. So we had been looking for people that were between the ages of 30 and 45. Can I tell you, just from observation, we just so happened to notice that the majority of the people crossing the stage were probably between the age of 40 and 60. The majority. Now, there are exceptions on both swings, okay? Because I can see Kaden on here going, what the what? Yeah, you got to fix it. And y'all need to fix it. But until we fix it, do you have friends on your Facebook page that are between the ages of 40 and 60? If not, we're going to take the next 10 minutes and find them. So I want you to have that in mind when you're adding friends today. Okay, I know, Emma, it's work. It's effort, except I want y'all to, Kaden and Brooklyn didn't get this privilege, but the rest of y'all, your mamas weren't in Optavia for 10 years before you became like full-on health coaches. Well, Kaden and Brooklyn actually became full-on health coaches earlier, but still. So I want you to go in and I want you to think about your friends. So if you're in your 20s or 30s, I want you to think about your friends that you went to high school with, that you went to college with. And I want you to ask yourself, am I friends with their older siblings? Am I friends with their parents? Do you want to know how you do this? You go into your friends list, which we were just playing in, and you head on over to your friends, and there's a button that's called About. Anybody know what I'm talking about? The About button. Click on About, and it will actually list family members that are on Facebook. I just opened the heavens for some of you. Oh! Okay, start adding some of their family members. How do you know them? Remember, I talk about this in the Branding Basics video. It's about being in the same hallway. That hallway is that person. So we're gonna go, I might be able to share it. Let me open up my Facebook. So sorry, still hacking, but at least I'm able to hack. Okay, let's go to my friends list. So let me, where'd y'all go? I lost you. Share my screen. Okay, so I'm going to click on my friends list. Okay, and I'm just, Olivia's a health, actually, yeah, Olivia's the health coach, so I'll click on her for now. See right here where it says About? We're clicking on the About button, and down here it says Family and Relationship. Look at this, y'all. I could friend her sister, her mama, her uncle. Look, they all, P.S. Olivia, I know you're friends with all of them anyways, but they're all in the age range I just mentioned. So just thought I'd throw that out there for y'all as a great way to find new people to friend on Facebook. Okay, Anita,
Yes. Okay. So first of all, I went to convention. I have to admit, I went with a little bit of trepidation. It's like, okay, I'm going because my daughter wants me to go, right? And so I went, and I have to tell you, it exceeded my expectations.
Oh, yay.
So amazing. Um, I learned a lot. The relationship of being there was wonderful. And some of my takeaways really quick. One of them, and we've talked about this before, is the obstacle is the way. And it just really reinforced that, because it really is the way. And I've seen that so many times. Matter of fact, coming home, that actually happened, that we got into Salt Lake late. So my flight was late and I was dead tired, and I knew I wasn't going to make that 2-hour drive home. So I stayed at Jennifer's overnight, and I love to drive in the daytime rain, and it poured. So I had a wonderful just me time driving home in that rain. We didn't get it in Cache Valley, but at least everybody else did. Anyway, so I love that. Also, we deliver extraordinary results. We serve to better mankind. I mean, what kind of a company is it that's one of the things that they believe in? It just meant so much to me to hear that, and to know that I'm part of a company that believes that and lives that. And it just meant so much. And another thing, Gina, I want to tell you how much I love you and how much I appreciate Power Hour and what it's done for me. Getting on here, I was getting on kind of sporadic with things at the beginning, but boy, I'll tell you, I don't like missing it. And I know when school starts in the fall, I'm going to have to again, but I hate it because I love being on Power Hour. And the thing that it really did was the connection. When I was at convention, I met people and I interacted with those people. I knew those people. I even met Tracy Pella and got a picture with her. And, it's just, it just amazed me, these people that I feel a connection to, and this really is a family. And Hannah, I'm seeing you right there. We got to room together. It was awesome. It was really a wonderful experience. I'm going next year. I'm going to take at least my current coach with me. Yes.
I love it. You're going to have a whole slew of coaches that are coming with you, girl.
I hope so.
I'm just saying. There's a pattern. I saw Jen Morris posted her pattern in her team convention page. We kind of like to pull off and do little smaller pages, and there's a pattern that happens. Most people go to convention on their own the first time, and then the next time they bring about 5 to 10 people with them, and then the next time it's like 30, and then the next time it's like 100, and then the next time it's like 250, and it just keeps growing and growing and growing and growing. How many of you are like, I like that pattern? That sounds good. I want 250 people with me. Try 2,500. Woo! I was like, shut the front door. And I got to enjoy it from my movie theater. But next time I will be smothered in love by all of you and hugs, I am certain. But it's so fun. So plan on more. Beth.
Hello, everybody. Gina, it's so good to see you. And I'm really, really grateful for everybody who's on this call. And I wanted to share that this was my first convention. And at this convention, I learned so much, but I learned most about me. And when we step outside of our comfort zone and we go to conventions, there's a lot of expectations, there's a lot of fear. But what I found was that all of my thinking was, my mindset was skewed. And so for me, I learned that I can show up authentically as me and it's okay. So the example that I'll give you, and Tylena, so much of what you said resonated with me because I also texted people and took a picture of the seats that happened to be empty next to me. And here's why they were empty. I was sitting up front with my team and I was in the middle, and the seats were connected with these metal like carabiners. And I was in the middle and I felt this overwhelming sense of panic. like I'm trapped, I'm in the middle, and not that anything bad was going to happen, but I thought, Beth, do you move to a space where there's not so many people? And I thought for some reason that it would be looked down upon, that I would be looked at as somebody who wasn't engaged in their team. And yet what I found is that, and this is not something that is unique to Optavia, but we are able to put principles above personalities. The fact that I had anxiety and that I had to move to a section that was less crowded was okay. My personality type is such that I am an empath as well, and I absorb all the energy around me. And there was so much positive energy and so much happening that I felt the sense of feeling overwhelmed. But then I felt like, oh gosh, I'm not going to be with my team, and all of these things that I felt like not good enough. And it gave me the strength to know that I was still loved, depending on, that I needed to do what I needed to do. And the last piece that I'll tell you about that resonated so much with me is the thinking that we tell ourselves in our head is that we're different. And when people stood up and said, Tiffany said, I'm dyslexic, and here's how I have managed my business, I thought, oh my gosh, because I'm dyslexic. And I thought that would preclude me from being successful, but it doesn't. And then I thought, well, I'm with a woman and I'm not going to be accepted because of my thoughts of perhaps that wouldn't be acceptable. And then I saw the diversity panel and I saw 2 people on stage and I was like, see, this was all the thinking that in my head was keeping me from reaching out and being authentic. So I just wanted to thank everybody for allowing me the grace for Beth to be Beth, and allowing me to realize that just because I have some things that make me different doesn't mean that I'm not welcome, and allowing me to place principles above personalities and understand that we are all worthy, we are all whole, and it filled my pot. And the last thing I'll say is, leaving the airport back in Baltimore, there was a man, I was close to 80 years old, and he had a cane. And I said, do you want me to get you a wheelchair and push you? And he said, oh no, I'm just so grateful to be able to walk. He had an Optavia shirt on, and he's lost over 225 pounds, and it has extended his life. And I walked with him the entire way, and I got so much out of that conversation that it filled my cup. And so I'm absolutely going back next year, and I'm absolutely bringing a team. And I am so grateful for how this program has changed my life, knowing that I can spread this like a beam of light coming from my heart, sharing it with other people so that they can experience the same sense of belonging that I now feel. So thank you very much.
Anybody else just like, if it was just for Beth to have that breakthrough, convention was worth it? So good. And Beth, I was thinking about this as a fellow empath. I know you and I have shared a little bit of love on that before. I'm just thinking maybe that's why God allowed me to get sick so I couldn't be there, because if I could feel all of those people's emotions in one fair swoop, it would probably be like explosive, so fun. Okay, it's time to dance, but Tylena, do you want to come off mute, because I saw you said you have a concept around this and I can't leave you with concepts. Oh, hold on, you might have to raise your Zoom hand. Actually, I don't know that it will let me. There we go. Okay, go ahead.
Okay, before the concept though, I had to tell you something that cracked me up. So you know how everyone like fangirls like the famous Optavia people, I mean, I've done it. So I was talking to, oh, can you hear me, Gina?
Yeah, we got you.
Okay, it looked like it was frozen on my side. So anyway, I was sitting in the hallway and Tracy Scarce walked by, and I like fell in love with her because of the way she came out when she was dancing to Snoop Dogg. And I was like, that's the energy I need. So anyway, I talked to her and I was like, Tracy, I know this is weird, but like, have you ever like fangirled anybody before you were like Optavia famous? And she was like, and she didn't know who I was. And she said, yeah, actually, she was like, I don't know if you know her, but another presidential. Her name is Gina Eccles. I said, do I know Gina? Of course I know Gina, you know? But she was like, soon as I saw her, she was like, I just was like super fangirl. And she's like, and I know a lot of people were like intimidated by her. She was like, I was a little bit, but I just.
Oh shoot, Tylena, I can't hear you now. Where did you go? Hold on. Stay there. Stay with me. Okay, now try.
Okay, it muted me. So she opened her phone. She's like, let me show you something. So she opened her phone and she pulled up a video of you and her dancing. I think it was like in Greece, maybe. Did you go to Greece? Am I making that up?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay. So anyway, I just wanted to share that with you because it was like so sweet and innocent. She was like, yeah, I've always loved, her name is Gina Eccles. So I was like, it's so funny how like even the people that everyone's just like fangirling have people that they look up to. So anyway, I just wanted to share that with you. But the concept I have, I'm just put it out there. So I have people that I work with who are older than I am. And sometimes it could be me, it could be them, it could be both, you know, but sometimes I feel like the older people that I'm working with and coaching kind of look at me like I'm like a little kid, you know, or like I have more experience I can get, or like they still see me as like a college student because that's where they met me or something like that. And so I think personally, I struggle with feeling like, even though I know it here, but knowing that I do have value to add and that I can help them grow and learn, because just my experience, I've been doing it, you know, longer than some of the newer, older coaches that I'm building with. So anyway, I hesitate and I feel a little bit of fear around adding friends that are older because I have it in my mind that they'll think that I'm like a pup or something, you know? So can you help?
Well, you could just read the chat, but I know it's a little hard on your phone. So let me just tell you, garbage, baloney. Michelle Heyman, don't hate me, but God let you hit the earth before me, so I can say this. She leads a massive empire. I lead her. I'm younger than her. Okay. When I started, I mean, Jennifer Morris, I'm younger than. I think Keith Runyon and I are the same age. Debbie Moody, younger. Okay. A lot. I've worked with a ton of you. Anita, I know Anita seeks guidance from me when it comes to this. Now I will seek her for guidance on how to be a great grandma-saurus. I got to become a grandma first. So, you know, that might take a little bit of time. Age does not matter. But I will tell you what does matter, just so you guys know, is confidence, competence. It's showing up day in, and I can see Debbie Cuevas on here. Okay. It's about knowing that if, like Zachariah, my Zachariah, he's 11 years old. By the way, I think every Zach, Linnea Alcott and I were joking about this. Every Zach was probably meant to be an IT guru, some like genius in the IT department. But my Zachariah, I seek guidance from him at 11 years old. Anytime I have a computer issue, within seconds, Zachariah can fix it. I don't know how the kid knows it. In his, I've shared this with you all before because, you know, well, he's Zach, but he figured out how to hack Zoom. So he hacked his school, you know, back in the middle of that lovely pandemic we had. My son, the brilliant son that he is, figured out how to hack into the school's computer system, hack into their Zoom, lock out every admin, have flashing graphics behind him that may or may not have been inappropriate in the middle of chapel. He's genius level. Genius level. Now, was any of that appropriate or correct? And definitely wasn't politically correct. And I know as a mother, I should be having a heart attack and hiding in a hole, but like, I'm impressed with the fact that he was 10. At 10, he'd figured out how to do that. So we gotta let age go, and we have to know, like, they are coming to you seeking guidance in their health. They are coming to you seeking guidance in growing a business and wanting. It really is funny, Kathy. Like, now I can laugh about it. It was a little bit mortifying when you guys realized that my kids go to a school, an online school that is predominantly it's a Christian school, and it's predominantly Optavia coaches and leaders. So that like added a little bit of humor even more, because here I am, an Optavia leader, and my 10-year-old is flashing the word sex on the screen in the middle of a church service. Awesome. The joy, the pride that I must have been feeling in that moment was missing. I was hiding in a corner, sucking my thumb. How is it my kid? Okay, so listen, now I can laugh about it. It was a little traumatizing in the moment, but I want you guys to get that mentorship has nothing to do with age. I learned more from Caden and Brooklyn than I ever taught them. Watching Caden with all of you, I'm like beaming with pride as a mother. He is the perfect blend of both Adam and I. And I'm not talking about visually, I'm talking about his heart. The perfect blend of the two of us. And to watch him with you guys, and to watch how he poured out love to all of you, and in turn you reciprocated that love back, and in loving him so well, it loved us, and it's just powerful. So I learned so much from him. I learned about cooking through Caden. I learned so much. So don't let that stuff get in your way, because it's baloney. It's just a lie you're choosing to believe. So we got to stop that. And that's not, I know, Tylene, I'm glad you said that, because other people are having that experience also. So we do have to stop and dance though, because we have not done that. And I don't want y'all to get in Facebook jail for friend requesting so many people. And so let's take and give you guys time to share. We're going to move to our heart list. So the heart list is different than just a list of people that you want to see get healthy. And sometimes I think people don't know that. So a heart list is like, take a breath, and someone pops in your mind. If you were at convention and you were like, man, I wish my girlfriend so-and-so was here. Man, I wish this dude that at my work, I think he would be so good. Or this person reminded me of this person. That is a heart list explosion. And I'm hoping and I'm praying that you all had heart list explosion moments. And so I just want you to send them a message telling them that you're thinking about them. Okay? By the way, sorry, sometimes I get distracted by the music and I just want to dance and like let loose and be crazy. And so for those of you that I don't ever get all the way down to the end of the little dance cam, that's why. Okay, Hannah.
Well, I've got to hop off here in a second for a health assessment. Yay, but you know, I just wanted to say my biggest takeaway, and I had a lot, I'll be processing this for probably the next month, but my biggest takeaway, I kind of went to convention, went for the inspiration and to meet my teammates and all that, but I really kind of wanted to scope out the company, you know, and you've got a great organization for us, Gina, and we definitely have our own culture, but to hear it in person from Dr. A's heart, to see all the amazing people that have created magical and amazing lives for themselves, and to know this really is this Optavia vehicle makes it possible for absolutely anyone to create exactly the life they want. rich or poor or, you know, whatever you are, if you put in the work, you're going to get the prize. And that's just the way it is. And it doesn't matter who you are when you start and the reason I say that is, like, my husband and I have been part of so many different communities and organizations that when it all boils down to it's a political game or a nepotism game or whatever, and to see that it really is, it doesn't matter who or what you are. If you put in the work and you do the things, you will at some point walk across that stage and have created and will continue to create the life that you want. And the overarching consistent message of you are not a victim, you can have what you choose to create. It just was like, this could be home. This could really be home. I mean, these are the kind of people that I want to partner with in building our life around. And I met some people in other organizations, and I met some even people within our own organization that haven't quite gotten that vision yet. And it was so exciting to be able to tell them, you know, you aren't a victim. If you do the things and you lean into your leadership and you do the things, I kept coming back, do the things here and do what you're being advised to do, you will get where you want to go. I mean, because we're set up to support that. And that was just, you know, that felt so good within me that I could come home and say, you know what, I'm ready to do some more dreaming. I'm ready to kind of do some tweaking of how I do things within me and with my business and with my team. And so it's just, I loved it. Thank you.
So good. So good. Jen Utenrather.
Hi.
Hi.
So I had a lot of takeaways from convention, and it was just so amazing and so awesome. And you were definitely Miss Gina. This was my first live convention. I was on virtual last year, so this is the first live one that I got to experience. And I'm sure it definitely was not the same without you, even though this is my first one. And can't wait to be with you year after year after year. Anyway, it's funny because we had our team time, so confused by the days. We had our team time Friday night, and Michelle had asked people to get up and speak about, you know, I guess what their biggest takeaway was from that day. But my actual biggest takeaway was really from Friday, and I'm sorry, Saturday. And I was sitting there and they were talking about fear and getting over fear. And I literally started crying because I had so much emotion behind it. And I thought to myself, well, because I didn't come into this, I came into this for coaching, but I didn't come into it for me. I came into it because my husband, Scott, is the talker and he can talk to anyone about anything. And he has the gift for gab and he's the extrovert and I'm the introvert. And I thought he would be an amazing health coach. And when Michelle first told us that we would have to do a health assessment and what we would have to, I'm like, oh, no way. I'm never going to be able to do that. I won't be able to do a health assessment. Scott, you'll do all the health assessments. I'll just post and that's it. And you'll do everything else. Well, P.S. This is pretty much, I've built our business. So I said to myself, okay, Jen, you got over the fear of doing the health assessment and you got over your fear of doing lives because I do them weekly and I'm still, you know, my heart's pounding before I do them. But once I'm in my groove, I feel confident and I feel confident on my health assessment. And I just realized that I have to get over myself and get over my fear of sponsoring coaches. And I have to get over my fear of knowing that I can be a great leader. And I noticed one thing that was missing from that stage, and it's a redhead. So I will be walking that stage at some point and hopefully next year.
Woo! I love it. And that's another kind of diversity I think we can handle. So good. All right, Kaden. Kaden.
Hey, can you guys hear me?
Yep.
Oh my goodness. Well, first of all, I just want to thank you guys for being, just open me in with open arms, at convention. Like my mom kind of said, like you guys showed me so much love this weekend, and it's just an absolute honor to get to be a part of this mission with you guys. It's so special seeing just the organization that my mom has created and the type of people that she's brought into this. We're so diverse, but it just feels so special to know that there's so many, literally thousands of hearts that are on fire to really, truly change this world and just love people. And it's a little overwhelming, and seeing your guys' response to that and how you guys even treat me as a result of it, it's incredible. So I love you guys. But I think for me, my biggest takeaway from convention, and this is literally my 4th in-person convention. So I've seen the hoorah, I've been through the trainings, I've heard from all the big time speakers. And I think something that really hit heart for me was, and I forget his name who was speaking, but what he said was, he was sitting in the crowd and he was kind of rolling his eyes and he was saying, what's so different about those people on stage than I am? What's so different about them? What makes them so special? And what he realized was that there was a mindset shift that he needed to have. He's like, the only difference between them and I is they had made the shift in their mind. They had already made the decision in their mind to make that decision to really step up to the next level, to do the things that were hard, to kick fear in the face, to share coaching loud and proud, to really just do the work no matter what it took. And I started to think about, what it was that I was allowing to hold myself back. And it made me really question, like, what was my reasoning for not shifting that mindset? Like, why am I afraid? Is it people's opinions? Is it some fear of the unknown? Is it like the next step? And so thinking about those things, I'm like, I just realized I just need to shift mentally. I need to just start doing the hard things until that shift occurs. And so I'm on fire to do that same thing. I'm excited to really work on facing that next shift. And I know it occurs with a lot of personal development and doing hard things. And so somebody said too, your business will never outgrow your personal development. And when Dr. A said that he reads 8 books, he read 8 books this last month, I'm like, wow, I didn't even read one this last month. So yeah, those are my biggest takeaways. I'm ready to step it up a notch, or about 20 notches, because I really want to walk across that stage and I'm excited for it. I don't care if I'm young.
I love it. Thank you for sharing. And that doesn't seem right. You actually at least started one book because we talked about it. So just letting you know, Leaders are readers, y'all. We definitely are. Bridget.
Hi. So this was my first in-person convention. I just started coaching April 27th, and I've been to lots of other conventions for other businesses in the past, but none of them have been so impactful and empowering as this one. So my biggest takeaway is there were so many people that were able to build such huge businesses, but there was a good percentage of those that built it very quickly. And that is my goal, is to go as quick as I can. And I almost wondered if my dreams were too big at this point in time. I don't want to go too big and be disappointed, but my dreams are huge. So seeing all of them up there and hearing that some of them have built it in 1 to 2 years gave me so much more motivation. And I'm just on fire. I've done 3 health assessments already today. I have 1 here at 1, and I have 2 more tonight. I mean, it's on fire. So thank you. And I'm so sad you weren't there, Gina. I wanted to hug you.
Oh, you'll get to.
Yay.
Those of you coming to Mexico, you can smother me for sure, because I will have antibodies.
Yay.
So good. And Bridget, just so you know, almost everybody who has done this in the last little bit has been a part of our org. So how cool is that? Like,
So
to put
cool.
it together. But it does take work, and we don't sugarcoat that. And can I just tell you how many other integrated presidentials and presidentials started texting me on Thursday when y'all were in the hotel and working. And they were like, what spell have you put upon your people that they would go to convention and still work? What is this crazy? And I was like, no, it's called we get it done. It's called we love spending time together in community with one another. And the truth is, it's just like Bridget said, if you want to get her done in the next year or two, I just realized I didn't show the disclaimer. I have to do that at some point. But if you want to get it done in the next year or two, then you are going to have to work. This is not a get rich quick scheme, and you have to work consistently. You can't put 80 hours in 1 week and then take the rest of the month off. You can't do it. Optavia won't allow it. Well, Optavia corporate don't give a rip what you do. But this business won't grow unless you are consistently pouring in, committing. I looked at it this way. Adam was working 60, 70 hours a week minimum at his other corporate job when he had that. And I thought, if he can do that and get paid what he gets paid, what would Optavia pay me if I put those kind of hours in? Now, I'm not suggesting y'all go put 60, 70 hours a week, because I really don't know what you do for 60, 70 hours a week. But Michelle Heyman and I had a conversation in the middle of last week. And we were like, you know what's so crazy is y'all have the system. We didn't have the system. Okay, we did not have a system. There wasn't even the system. There was not even a system. And we were able to build this. But I have met very few people who worked from sun up to sundown. I've met a lot of people that'll work sun up to sundown for a week, 2 weeks, maybe even 3. But very few, and I could list off a few other leaders too. Very few. It's just Michelle and I were having that conversation. Very few people are willing to put the work in for a long time. See, it's consistency plus time that will equal mind-blowing results. Mind-blowing. A lot of y'all work consistently for 90 days and then can't figure out why you're not an integrated presidential yet. And can I just tell you, you will be if you just keep going. You never stop. You keep going. You keep going. And when you're tired, you're not tired enough. Because you can be tired in another job, or you can be tired in a mission with full of passion and change the world. And there are going to be days when you wake up and you're going to be exhausted and you're going to be wishing that it was all over with. You're going to be wishing that it all had come together. And then there are going to be days when it all comes together and those pinnacle moments for you, and they're exciting. And then the next day you're going to wake up and you're going to be back at the base of the mountain. But it'll be worth it. It will be worth it. It will be. I do have to share that. While I'm, Brooke Hein, I'm gonna let you share. And then I'm gonna pull this up. I might show it in the middle of you talking for a second, okay?
So this convention was a little bit different for me. My second in-person convention, and I know everyone has come away with like how much they're on fire. So I feel the same way, but mine's a little bit different. My dad passed away on Saturday, and I found that out Saturday as we were walking into our celebration of success. So as much as everyone is on fire, I just implore with you to take that energy and live it and go out and find those people, because my dad had cancer that he didn't need to have. He died because he was obese. There are people out there that need us. And oh my gosh, I just love this community so much because you guys all just took me in and you love me. And I just love all of you so much. And I just want you to fight with me and run with me and go find those people. Find them, they need us.
Oh, Brookie, thank you for sharing.
Thank you. I just love all of you guys so much. I didn't want to I'm sorry, I didn't want to cry like that, but I love you all so much. And we are on a mission. We have a mission that's going to save people's lives. We really do. There are people out there that really need us. And, you know, I was on fire going into convention, but I tell you what, I come out of convention with a whole different kind of fire. Like it is real, because now Now it's personal. It's personal. Like before it was like I wanted to help people, but now it's personal.
That's right. That's right. And y'all, Brooke left her full-time career as a pharmacist, right? I want to make sure I'm saying it right. You were a pharmacist.
Yes, ma'am.
Notice I said were, because you got something bigger, something brighter, something that can impact this world in a very different way. So I'm so proud of you, and you have the time to do it.
I just love you guys so much. I love you. We have the answer for so many people. Health is a gift.
So good. Thank you, Brooke. Okay, Debbie, before you share, let me do this because I don't want to forget, and it's my legal obligation. Optavia makes no guarantee of financial success. Success with Optavia results only from successful sales efforts, which require hard work. Did I mention hard work? Because I meant hard work, diligence, skill, persistence, competence, leadership. Your success will depend on how well you exercise these qualities. Please see the income disclosure statement if you have questions. All right, Debbie, go ahead.
Okay. Well, I just wanted to share a little bit. This was my third in-person convention, and I've always enjoyed them. I always got so much out of them. But this one was different for me, like everyone has been sharing, but I came back emotional. I mean, it's everything right now to hold it in, especially after Brooke sharing. But I even cried on the plane as I was watching somebody else watch a movie, and I didn't even hear what was going on, but it was just the emotions. And so it just really filled me up. But what I wanted to say about that was what I got from everything was I've been putting too much focus on myself, about opinions of what other people think of me, about the stories I've been telling myself as far as I have no voice. I have nothing that anybody wants to hear. And so I tell myself that I'm shy, that I'm just reserved, but that's not who I am. That's not who I want to be. And so I've always held back, and I've never reached out to people to even, can I get a picture with you? Can I ask you a question about this? Because I thought, well, they don't know me. They don't care about me. And it was all of the stories in my head. And I realized I need to quit holding back. I need to be me, and I can be fun. And I need to let people know who the real me is and put the focus on them and listen to them instead of worrying about who I am and what I'm not and what I'm not capable of, because I know I'm meant for better things. I know I have more to give. And I don't know, I just came back with this, it's time. And even listening to, my mind just went blank. The creator of our compensation plan, Dan Bell. I always thought before when he spoke, he's so dry. And I wouldn't pay attention really to what he was saying. But what he was saying this time was different. I took so many notes, and I can't even say what he had, because like I said, I'm worried about what I'm going to say. I always had to write notes about what I'm going to speak about. And instead of speaking from the heart, but I got a lot out of what he had to say. And I'm going to go back and watch the replays and look at my notes, but not spend a whole lot of time on that, because I also am working on self-development, but I'm just going to let myself get out there and be me. And so I just wanted to share that.
So good. Yummy. Cammie.
Hello. I just wanted to share real quick. This was my 7th convention. So I've been around a little while. And one thing that I really took away from this, as the globals were walking the stage, I just sat there like this because of the sheer amount of them. Andrew and I walked the stages global in 2018, and there were 37 of us, and they were freaking out because there were so many, 37. And I just want to say I counted, and there was 368 globals that walked the stage. keeping in mind that they all have massive businesses. And so the thing that I took away from this is it's not exclusive. All the different personalities, all the different, and this isn't some obscure thing that you guys can't do. Like masses of people are doing it. And, to reach a global rank is life-changing. I will just say that. Like, look at the income disclosure. That's actually what they make. And so to see all of those people have these life-changing moments, it was just humbling to see how much our company is sharing with so many people.
So good. I definitely will tell you this, Cami. I felt the same way. Adam and I, again, just watching, I think it would have been better in person to see all of you cross the stage, to see so many cross the stage, because it was so fast on the live stream. It was probably fast in person, but it was like so fast. And that was our big thing. We were like, at Global, we got to talk for 10 minutes because there were like 3 of us that hit Global that year. And then at Presidential, we got to speak again. And at Integrated Presidential, we got to speak again. And so my story has been said a lot. And I look at it and I just go, wow. And we were trying to take pictures of everyone, and they're crossing the stage so fast that we couldn't. So I went back and I started looking at all the people, and y'all, 117 belong to our org that crossed. It was cray. It was so crazy. Tons and tons and tons of you, and a ton more to happen this next year, right, Cami? Like, we can see people from your org. I'm already thinking of people in your org that will be crossing this year, and it just gets you so giddy inside. All right, I got to stop talking and let y'all talk because we're like way over. For new coaches, we don't normally go over, but today I decided to give a little space.
Gina, so I just had to share because the thing you were talking about at the very beginning just hit me in the heart and pulled out a lot of emotions for me, because you said like you have peace even when you're not in the peace, and leaving convention early was not at all what I expected. My first convention 2 years ago, it was just little old me rooming with someone I didn't know. And I mean, I had Allison and Will and Lindy there. I had all my mentors, but this was the first year that I was taking a team, and it was crushing because I didn't want to leave my people, but every single one of them just looked at me and said, go. Sean had, I won't go into details, he's okay, but he had emergency surgery Friday night. And I didn't have peace in my mind. But the one thing I remember writing down, because it went from we're taking him to the emergency room Saturday morning to now we're having emergency surgery Saturday night. And I told him if he wanted to get me home for our anniversary, there was definitely a better way to do it. But but the one thing I remember writing down, because my mind just was racing, was be the disruption in your family lineage. And because of like the one choice to say yes to our health and to run after this full force, like people still don't all get it. We have support, but it just really meant the world to have this whole, like, here I am as a leader of this team. And I'm like, all right, peace out, guys. I gotta go. And they were all like, why are you even second guessing this? Just go home, go be with your family. So it was huge. And I told him to sit down because he kept trying to stand up and dance. I'm like, just sit your butt down, being the people pleaser. and he said to me through text,
oh no, we lost them. Or did you lose me? I can't tell. Okay. Jean.
Hello. I just want to say, me too, unfortunately, became ill, COVID blessed, 2 days before convention.
Oh.
And, so yes, we stayed home, of course, because that's what you do. And you know what? I don't even know, right? We don't know why. We don't know why this happened for us, not to us, right? And just gave me time to reflect. I knew it would be amazing watching it. I had Paula Check walk across the stage as a global.
Yes.
Like hugging her and cheering her on. And I had brand new coaches, right? Don't know what they don't know. They're on fire. I mean, they were setting stuff up. They're like, well, you're just laying at home. You can do calls, right? So I just embraced all the good. And it was, sorry, but it just.
I've cried many a tear, honey. I know.
I seriously was arguing with the woman at the urgent care going, no, this is not what is wrong. You don't understand. It's a butt kicker. It is. It's no lay down, but we're better for whatever. I don't know. We may never know why we never got to go. Right. But it's, I don't know, just a lot of self-reflection for me too, because I was very zoned, like I was ignoring phone calls from my family. And I'm just like, nope, this is what I'm doing. And it was incredible. It was. And I don't know, I've already signed up a client already this month. So I'm like, yes.
Right. That's right. Jean, I will tell you, I was devastated. And I cried and I cried and I cried. And I grieved a lot. And I say that really lightly right now because Brooke, what you're walking through is nowhere near, but the 2 years of hard work and pouring into so many of our leaders. On my side, I know a lot of you have mentors in between us, but I still poured in. And the fact that I couldn't be at the bottom of that stage to scream for and hug each person individually was like really, it's something I've been dreaming of. And so I was devastated, as was Adam, and to realize like all things happen for us and it's okay. April.
Did I come off mute?
Yeah.
Hi.
Hey.
So I'm a new baby coach since February.
Yay.
And this was my first convention. And I was kind of, honestly, just kind of wishy-washy going back and forth. And this just pushed me over the edge. It was so motivational and amazing. And I think what touched me the most was so many pieces. It's too many to name, but the celebration ceremony at the end, when so many IPDs walked across the stage with so many emotions. Some were like ecstatic and excited, and some were teary-eyed and emotional. And Dr. A got very teary-eyed and emotional, and it just touched my heart and did the extra shift that I had already took, but the extra shift to just go for it. And I love it. I love this program. And Eugenia, thank you.
Wow, so excited. And guess what? That too can be you. And you don't have to wait 3 years, 4 years, 5 years. You make the decision, do the work, go all in, and it's going to come together for you.
Thank you.
So fun. Rebecca! Yay!
Am I unmuted?
Yep.
Oh my gosh. Hi, Gina. We really missed you. We love you and thank you for everything. So a lot of what I'm going to say is probably going to echo many of the other thoughts, but I think the part that I wanted to share was a resounding message was get uncomfortable, right? And so I thought about that a lot. And I have a lot of people in my life that are in recovery, addiction recovery. But I think of us all as in recovery. I'm in recovery, I guess, from fear and needing a lot of psychological safety all the time. And so if I take that mantra, get uncomfortable, and kind of transform it into get sober, stay sober, live sober, get uncomfortable, stay uncomfortable, and live uncomfortable. And then I kind of transformed that in my mind. I was like, I need a metaphor. So English teacher here. So I kind of thought about it like a mountain. And for me, I'll just like climb the mountain a little bit and get uncomfortable. And then I'll be like, okay, now I need to stop, take a deep breath, look around. I'm still fine. I'm psychologically safe, I guess, and stay there. And then I'll climb a little more, and I'll climb a little more, and I'll climb a little more. And I think what I took away is we're either like climbing or we're not. You know, we're either living or we're dying. And I need to live uncomfortable. And that means that every day, wake up and say, you are psychologically safe. You've decided you're psychologically safe. This is an amazing program. You know, I love supporting clients, of course, but we're all at that point where, you know, we want to really be compelled. I don't know, you guys remember where one of the speakers said, I can't, or I'm compelled. You know, it's not, you can't just be a zero, you know, you can't just, it's not 0 or 6 or 7, it's 0 or 10. It's can't or compelled. And so when you're compelled to share the coaching opportunity, then you're going to be living uncomfortable all the time. And it's not that you're doing it alone, right? So you, like, I'll go to the cliff and I'll be like, okay, or the next step up, and I'll feel kind of like I have to get steady. But if I keep leaning into the mentorship and keep leaning into the training and keep reading the books, then I don't have to stop every time to take a deep breath and check my psychological safety. Just keep climbing, just keep going, keep going, keep going. And know that, you know, the no's, the questions, the skepticism, it's okay. And I'm safe, and I can live in fear, and I can be a recovering fearaholic, and I can climb that mountain because the mentorship and the support and the opportunities for growth are always there. So I'm like Caden. I got to meet Caden for a moment and hang out, and he helped me with my iPhone. But yeah, I've read 3 books this month, so I'm going to try to double it in August. But thank you, Gina. I hope I didn't talk too long, and I hope I added value to what we're talking about.
It was perfect. Thank you. All right, Stacy.
Well, wow, it's really hard to choose what my biggest takeaway is, because I have a good, like, that many notes. It was amazing. It was truly inspirational. This was my first in-person convention since I started coaching, and I feel so truly blessed. Okay, you guys are going to get waterworks today, so have fun with that. I feel so truly blessed to be part of such an amazing community of people who just truly care about others and who want to change the world. And I think one of the biggest takeaways that I had was really about being authentic, being genuinely caring about other people, and caring about their why, their growth, their family, their hopes and their dreams, and their impact that they're going to make on the world. And that's something, it's been a journey, a mental journey for me. And I feel like I was very, very selfish before I found this program. And I feel like that is one of the most incredible pieces that this program has brought for me, that this coaching community has brought for me, is understanding how to love other people and how to root for them. And so many of my notes are about being authentic, that it's okay, it's better not to be perfect, to be to be there as a guide and not a teacher, to be there to cultivate trust, to help others grow and change and become more of who they're meant to be, and to be freaking excited to see other people walk across that that stage, and to be so so inspired to impact the world, to change the world, to make it a better place, and not to be there just for me to walk across that stage, even though it would be fantastic, but to know that the people who are walking across the stage are doing that because they have reached down and touched the lives of so many other people in a way that's going to transform them and transform their families and their friends for generations. And it makes me understand a little bit more and appreciate a little bit more the gift that I have to give to other people, and that I so truly want to want my friends, want my family to be the people that I inspire. And I want to, I want that for so many other communities that were not represented enough on those stages. I want them to be there, and I want their lives to be changed. And I feel like that, even though I have so many other notes that are going to help me grow internally and that are going to help grow my team, that piece of understanding the gift and the inspiration and the lives that we're going to touch, I feel like that was my biggest takeaway.
Yeah, I love it. Love it. Dana.
Hi, everybody. People are sharing about.
There you go. I don't know. Someone's off mute. I don't know how.
Oh, is it supposed to be me or no?
Yes, Dana, it's you.
Oh, okay, good. I just finished chewing my bite of my mint bar because I was starving.
Me too. I'm eating as well.
So I think my biggest takeaways from convention is, if I had to put it in one word, I think I would use passion. I've always wanted to live my life with passion, and I have. Like, I like to do what I do 110%, and when I'm not doing it that way, it just doesn't feel fulfilling. And in my prior life as a lawyer, I was gung-ho, like, if you were my client, I was going to go to town for you. Adversaries on the other side, when they met me, were like, whoa, we expected you to be this big, tall person. And I was not. When I found Optavia, and especially as I keep going on, I realized that I have totally drank the Kool-Aid, and I love it so much. And I do get some people saying those words to me, you drank the Kool-Aid. And I had someone say that to me today, and I go, you're right. I drink the Kool-Aid, because even coming back from this convention, I realize now even more how everything works together. And I always appreciated the system and the books and all that. But now to hear Dr. Anderson and to hear everyone else speak about how it all goes together, like, I can't wait to get back and start all over again with the books, and then go to the Habits of Health when it refers me. Like, I want to drink up all the knowledge I want to drink up all the knowledge I can and start over and then give that to my clients and do all that. So I love the passion. I also loved the authenticity, like Stacy said. I loved hearing people be vulnerable, be authentic. And I actually even loved hearing people acknowledge when they made mistakes, even some of the leaders of the company. To me, that was so powerful that people can say that at such top levels, that just really, really hit home how wonderful the company is, that from the smallest to the highest, we can acknowledge sometimes if there's a mistake, because we all make it. We're all perfectly imperfect, which I love. And the other thing I love, and I'm going to try to be faster because I know a lot of people, is that I love that this company gives us a chance to grow and learn. I love to grow and learn. And this company encourages it. It is full of learning. I love that we can learn new things every day about ourselves, about other people, about the world, about the mission. I love that. I love that some of the quotes about replacing old thoughts with new empowering ones. If you aim for nothing, you're going to hit it every time. That's just awesome. And one suggestion that I have that I just have to mention for next year, if I had to say anything, Gina, if you could just please tell them that we need dance breaks. We need to get up and have a dance break or a stretch break. It's so amazing. And sitting there like my tushy and my legs, everything, I was like trying to do it on my seat, but more dance breaks or more stretch breaks. That's my only thing I would say. And the last thing I want to say is that I know that they don't need another blonde on that stage. But I would love to be there with that redhead Jen, who is my close friend now, and Tina and Dana P. and all of anybody else I met, whether it's next year or the year after. I want to be walking the stage with you guys. I want to be impacting more lives, because I know if I'm walking the stage that I am helping so many people. And I seriously cannot believe that this is my life now, that I just get to help people. Like, I can't take it. So thank you for letting me share.
I love it. I love it. Lisa.
Hi, Gina. We missed you at convention. And I wanted to say hi too. And I just wanted to share, there's so many takeaways. It was so exciting. One thing for us was it was exciting to bring coaches with us. That we had a couple last year, more this year, but I love seeing convention through their eyes and watching them get excited and start seeing the possibilities. And then again, like it's been mentioned several times already, I was blown away by the number of globals crossing the stage, presidentials, integrated presidentials, so many. And I know myself and like this really can happen for all of us. And they even messaged when they got home from convention, we're shopping for our dresses to walk the stage global next year. So they're already claiming it. So that was exciting. And today we just closed on our dream home. We're here right now in Margaritaville, and it's all because of health coaching and you, Gina, and all that you poured into us so that we can make this happen. And so I could retire from teaching, or I would not be here. And then I would say the icing on the cake, but we don't do that anymore. So I have to think of some other metaphor sometime, but
the sugar-free icing on the bars.
Yes, is we're closing on the first day our teaching staff goes back to school for the year. And instead of sitting in the banquet hall at the table all day long in the meetings, we're here in Margaritaville closing. And I just can't believe that the timing out of 365 days, lightning just struck. I can't believe out of 365 days of the year that we're closing, on the day that I would be going back as a teacher if I was still teaching. Just kind of made it all sweeter.
That is so
I just wanted to
awesome.
thank you for all that you do for us. And Gina, while we're at Margaritaville at the restaurant, the musician went on break. I'm on the pod listening and trying to do what we're doing there. The musician starts talking to Bobby. We have a health assessment tomorrow. So we are excited. There's so many people here that can benefit from the plan. You're talking about age earlier. I think you're talking about it as far as coaching in a different aspect, but there's a whole community of 55 and older that we have a heart now to help, and we're excited about that, and getting coaches to come along with us, and our coaching team just global next year. So
For
yeah.
sure,
Oh,
girl.
yeah.
I love it. I love it. All right, Valora.
Hey, so there were two really fun ahas. Well, there were 100 ahas, but two things I wanted to share today. One is that I think for me, when I had my team there and they got to see what Optavia truly is, it's nothing like any other company, I think, in the world, and to see the heart behind it and the true love. And so getting people to recognize that convention is really about understanding the entire picture of who we are, and that we are here to change people's lives, and watching the ladies on my team, knowing each of their stories of their own health and how it's moved forward, and watching them interact and look at people with confidence and look people in the eye, and seeing them strut their stuff as they walked around and got dressed up. And I just thought we changed lives so deeply, and being together and seeing that is when we remember it. And I thought we should all just take a minute and look at the people that we've helped and the people whose lives we've helped to change, and recognize in all the ways that that has happened. And that entire room is full of them. And it was just amazing. And the other really cool thing was, as I watched the IPDs and walk across the stage, I thought for a minute, I wonder how many people were at a convention with them that aren't there today. And I thought the only difference between them and those people is that these people didn't quit. We have a sure system. Absolutely. With hard work, it will happen. With consistency and hard work, you can have whatever it is. You just have to not quit. And that was one of my biggest takeaways, is as long as you're not one of the quitters. If one of the people talked about failing, and she said, fail walking, fail falling down, do it, fail, 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 because at some point you don't fail. And like Thomas Edison, you create light.
So good. Lori.
Hello. I have followed Power Hour today from work to my office, and I'm still here. I'm loving all of this, and my voice is going away from the weekend. So I had 3 big takeaways, and so much of what people have already shared were so helpful. But the one, like just shared, the don't quit. And it's not the first time I've heard that, but it just resonates with me more and more. The second one is I heard over and over from leaders that you will be misunderstood. And I felt that even, yesterday being around some family. And, when I think about a legacy that I might leave, and I don't have kids, I do think about my family. And as I looked around yesterday at my nephew's graduation party, at all the kids, cousins and nieces and nephews, there's a lot of obesity in my family, and it breaks my heart. And, I just know there's so much work to be done. I don't know what else to call it but work. So the being misunderstood. And then the biggest one I saved for last, and that was the being uncomfortable. And I felt that today at work. So I work in anesthesia as a nurse anesthetist, and I have my own business. I love what I do, and I haven't really felt the need to leave that. And I've all along said, I just love that I can do both. But the feeling that I had today is, why am I waiting to hate what I'm doing to be all in? You don't have to hate what you're currently doing, but there's really not a way in my current role to leave a legacy. And I'm seeing that more and more. So I've always appreciated people who are content, and I try to be a content person myself. And I'm just learning more and more that being content and being comfortable are two very different things. And just really grateful that, you know, the convention and just this community is helping me to see that. So I'm super grateful.
So good. Karen.
Hi, Gina. First of all, I wanted to thank everyone that was so gracious in allowing me to run up and hug them and introduce myself to them. I saw Ginger a minute ago, and I know I scared poor Robert half to death in the elevator at the hotel because I ran up to him, and I was just so excited to make an in-person connection with all these amazing people who have poured their love and wisdom into me. So thank you guys for allowing me to just give you a hug. And the second thing is I went to my first in-person convention by myself, not ever meeting anyone who personally didn't recognize any of the names except for those who were on the Monday night and Wednesday night calls. And to be so desperate to be a part of something greater than myself. I left that first convention, you know, with my love tank not full, with not feeling that I belonged. And so this weekend was I feel like I still haven't come down. I have met everyone that I met was so loving and kind and supportive and generous and inclusive of me, for me, not knowing me. And I'm so grateful for that. And just before I cry again, I wanted to just give you a little bit of advice when you were just mentioning fail walking. If you're ever in a situation where you fall twice because you squirreled and hit the ground, it is significantly better to fall in the middle of a convention center and be literally picked up off your feet by Optavians who have never met you, who were concerned and cared for you, versus falling on the middle of the Marietta Street in downtown Atlanta with my two best friends now with me on either side. But anyway, Optavia is life-changing, life-giving, and so are you, Gina. Thank you.
Love you guys. All right, Maddie D.
Hi. I think for me, it was the little things that made a difference to me. Gina, you've sprinkled this throughout, power hours and things like that. Commit to it. And no matter what you'll find something to do with your kids. We literally found nanny care the day before our original plan fell through because someone got injured. So we literally were working with a nanny service, meeting a nanny we've never met before, take care of our kids halfway through the trip, and then a different nanny replacing that one. So by them coming together and making things happen for us, never meeting us, they were able to watch our kids all the way throughout, and then just tapping into our communities here too, to watch our kids during pockets of time. But so thank you for sharing that, because we didn't have that thought process before, to commit to something knowing that it would somehow, some way, our intentions are good, so it will happen. So that is a little thing that was important to me. The other little things that were really important to me, and I say little things because all the grandiose things of the speakers were amazing and inspirational and all that stuff. It's being able to see our leadership from all levels work fluidly to bring us all together as coaches, and to welcome everyone and encourage everyone. It's to be able to see us dress down a little bit more and hang out at another location and be able to bond and things like that. It's to be able to, celebrate Krista, who, obviously it was just great to see her on stage, knowing that other people within that line are going to be up on that stage too. To see your son and a bunch of the other boys that I see on Power Hour all the time, and be able to connect with them, dress up, and just be able to hug each other. seeing Michelle Heyman, and just seeing her walking down the block and being able to talk to her and see her ring that she was talking about that was so important to her. And then, you know, to be able to go on a date night with my wife in this amazing community, and then to lose her, not know where she is, where we were at, only to find an update on Instagram before I could find her that she was with this guy. So it's one of those things where you bump into people and you have this opportunity and as I pulled Meredith away from Dr. A, you know, it's just one of those things that everyone is so fluid with being able to help each other, but it's those little things to be able to see my own coach next to me become awakened and start to believe a little bit more. She's already grown so much. And so to see her do that was amazing. To you know, be able to have my wife keep shoving me, because she keeps shoving me. She's our visionary. She sees so far down the line, and to know that I'm going to help execute that and follow with her. It's just all those little things, the people you bump into in the hallways, and no matter what level they are, it's just everyone's so open and encouraging. And so all those little things added up to such big things in my mind and my heart and inspired me. So on that note.
Awesome. Thank you. Maura.
Hi, thank you. I was talking to a guy at Optavia. First of all, I'm so glad I stayed on only so I could see that trophy husband t-shirt, because that is the bomb, and I'm getting one for my husband. I love it. But I just want to say, you know, that be the disruption in your family. For me, that's looked a little bit different. We've had a lot of mental health challenges in my family of origin. And I am one of the people, I am actually the only one who has like fought through that and is moving on. And because of that, I am a trigger for everyone else who doesn't want to look at it. And my business, I've been very busy, but I haven't had the confidence because I've kind of let that family sort of weigh me down. And this month, having seen them, I am learning to set boundaries. I did not visit with them while I was here in Atlanta. I am the disruption in my family. And because I am doing that on a mental health level with my family and also taking care of my children and the needs they have, I now have the confidence to be who I can be in this business. And I have all of you, my family of choice, to thank for that, because that is what has been holding me back for years. And I get to be with you, and to have them say that at the conference as I am in the middle of all this was so meaningful to me. I just cannot thank you all enough for who you are and the integrity of this company and what everyone stands for. And I'll stop because I'm getting verklempt. I gotta go buy a trophy husband t-shirt. Thank you.
Maura, I have to tell you, something in my heart tells me I'm supposed to share this with you, so I'm going to, and maybe someone else needs it as well. A lot of you know that I was raised in a family with a bipolar mother, and walked through some really tough stuff, not because of I walked through tough stuff because of my mom's mental illness, but also just being abused, not by my mother, but being abused as a child. And so an excellent book, and you may have already read it, but an excellent book that helped me is called Boundaries by Dr. Henry Cloud. Pretty much anything by Dr. Henry Cloud is pretty epic. There's a really good one for leaders also, Boundaries. But that's an excellent one. And then the other one that really helped me is, I'm trying to find the exact title, and of course I'm not seeing it right this second. Oh, here it is. People Can't Drive You Crazy If You Don't Give Them the Keys. And that's by Mike, and I don't know how to pronounce the last name, so I'm just gonna mess it up, but it's B-E-C-H-T-L-E. People Can't Drive You Crazy If You Don't Give Them the Keys. And those two books were instrumental for me to walk through a lot of, I mean, there's been a lot of pain and a lot of growth that's had to occur in me. But those were two books that really helped me to realize I can separate myself from the mental illness. I can separate myself. By the way, look, I have down days. I have days like this last, I was like, whoa, I just really experienced depression through this COVID experience of missing out on all of you all. Like I felt the true gloom and the sorrow and the like, can't pull my crap out. And to realize like, I still work anyways. And I recognize not everybody has that ability. But because I also put boundaries in place with myself that can allow me to walk through some of the pain, the hurt, the different things that I've had to walk through and work anyways. And do things anyways. Were you going to share something, Maura? I saw your hand.
Yeah, I was just going to say, and I was even doing the work, but I was not showing up, not as much as I usually do, I will say, but I just didn't have the confidence. And because everyone's told me to be quiet and go away. And finally, it was so clear that me asking people to say something nice about our mother on her birthday I should not be attacked multiple times for something like that. That's not a bad thing, you know? And so just believing the people who tell you you're doing well and not believing the people who are not serving you and you know are bad influence. So I'll stop now. Thanks.
So good. All right, guys. We have spent an almost extra hour, well, really technically an extra hour together. And I love you guys. And I'm so thankful for all of your stories. And that's really what my heart said to do, was to keep going, to keep sharing. There is something more you shared, as did some of the people at the beginning of this call that shared, that each and every one of you needed to hear. There was something from each person, and every single one of you, your voice matters. It matters. And sometimes it just takes a little bit of extra time. I'm sure Lori was super frustrated. I saw her hand at the beginning of the call. I saw her hand in the middle of the call. I saw her hand towards the end of the call. But timing is perfect. And every one of you, your voice matters. And can I tell you a little secret? If you do the work, if you show up day in, day out, and you're consistent, your voice is going to matter from that stage, just like maybe someone that spoke this week that touched the very soul, the very depth of you. If they had not shown up day in and day out and day in and day out, their voice would not have been heard. Your life would not have been altered. So show up today, even though you may think your story is insignificant. You may think that your voice has no power. I'm here today to tell you it does, and it will. And the perfect timing of that, I call them Kairos moments. Those are God moments, those little winks that you're like, what the heck? How did that just happen when it happened? Some of you that don't believe in God, that's okay. We can call them universe moments. I don't care what you call it. Coincidence. But what I'm here to tell you is your voice will be the voice in someone else's life that will be that for them. But you have to do the work today, the minuscule, stupid, get yourself locked in Facebook sort of stuff today, in order for that moment to take place for yourself and someone else. Be the key that unlocks the door for someone else. But I look, as I'm in my brand new home, if I hadn't done the work 10 years ago, if I hadn't shown up and did my own power hours 6 times a day for years, I wouldn't actually have the physical keys to unlock the door to this new place. And you know what? We moved into this community because I believe that there are hundreds of families in this exact community that have been praying for Optavia. They just didn't know what it was titled. And I'm about to be the key that will unlock that freedom for them. Are you that for your neighborhood? Are you that for your church, your family, your whatever, your world? That's the confidence you can carry, Maura, because you are. I can't be it for your community, but you can. And we need another redhead on the stage. Just saying. All right, guys. I love y'all. Mwah! Time to go buy some furniture.